Welcome back to the stream. Portraits are fixed.
Awesome, good stuff. Okay, so Breaker and Elias, you are literally just out of the gate of the fort. Yuey and Adair, you are hunkered down in this makeshift hide. You've heard in the distance there is the clippity-clop of hooves coming up the path. And as Breaker and Elias, you leave the gate, that guard that escorted you, he taps you on the shoulder, Elias, and he says, Idum went this way, mate. And he points to the west. And you see like a sort of a real, like, faint, very narrow footpath off to the west. So if we go over to Roll20, and I drag you over to the handouts page. So just as a reminder, because this was the map that you followed to get here, was this sort of scrawled charcoal map. Bearing in mind, you think that you are here, right? And he points to the west, so it's this direction here. So in the west direction from the fort. Bearing in mind, that's the guy that Fimbria has tasked you to go and find, right?
Let's say thanks. When did he leave? How long ago?
It was not 2 days back.
Cool.
Aye.
We'll find him.
Cool. So what would you like to do at this point? Because bearing in mind, you've just left this fort. You've got your weapons back. The guard has said, okay, well, his comrade's gone this way, but there's still two of you, which is in this hide. Yeah. So tell me what you'd like to do.
Let's just follow the road or the direction he pointed.
Yeah.
Until we're out of sight. Maybe get some message or something.
Yeah. We can always circle back around and then get Yuey and Adair. I can send a message as well once we're out of sight of the guard.
Did the person on horseback, did he pass us by, or did he notice us?
Not just yet. Well, let's decide on our actions first, because you're hunkering down. What is Breaker and Elias doing? You're heading in the direction this guard pointed, right?
Yeah, so we're heading west. Yuey and Adair, are they south of us right now?
They're actually north of you.
Okay.
So the path runs, if you have a look at your charcoal map, the path kind of runs like northeast-ish towards the main road. So they're along that kind of, so northeast.
Well, if this person passes us, would myself and Yuey be able to see the person on horseback?
Yeah, you've got pretty good visibility of the main path. Like I said before, you've got this individual who was on patrol who's now standing in the middle of the path. It's kind of like standing watch, as if to expect somebody. So you would have a pretty good visibility of that individual, yeah.
Oh, okay. I think Adair anyway whispers to Yuey to maybe inform the other two that someone else is on the way, just in case.
Yeah. So does Yuey see Elias and Breaker, that they've successfully exited the...
Yeah, you've got fairly good visibility of the wall and the entrance to the fort. But you can't see the crenellation. So yeah, you see them exit.
Yeah. Okay. Yuey sends a message to Elias. There's a rider is approaching.
Yeah, I whisper back. Thanks, just a tad. We are heading west, but we're going to circle back around. I'll try to get into position so I can cover you.
Okay, cool. So you're gonna, Elias and Breaker, you head west. It's kind of like a real overgrown, narrow footpath, right? Which you can see like meanders off into the forest, but it follows the contour of the spur that this fort is actually built on. So you kind of like head off in that direction with the intent to circle back at some point, right? Okay, cool. So how long are you going to go before you decide to circle back? What's the plan?
Basically, as soon as we like out of sight of that guard, like turn right. And are we heading into like trees? Is it like forest?
I mean, the whole area is wooded. This whole area is wooded, yeah.
Yeah. Basically, as soon as we can, like go stealthy and head over to the rat and like try and circle back.
And circle back around, right? Do a big loop.
Yeah.
Cool. Okay, so you're doing that. You're heading off to the west. So you're just going to make sure the distance is far enough so nobody can see you through the woods, right? So you don't have to actually stealth past anybody. So during this time, before you kind of circle back around, Yuey and Adair, you see somebody on horseback, single individual approaching on horseback at a trot towards this guard who is on the road. Yuey, you recognize very well this individual who is on horseback. He is your old friend Valerian, who you knew from the academy.
Bastard.
He doesn't seem to have noticed either of you two, but he's trotting up towards this guard who is on the road. And they exchange words and they head into the fort together.
Yep. That is very interesting.
So before long, you manage to circle back around, but bearing in mind you've got to cross the path to actually get to where the other two are, entrenched, so to speak. You can do like a big wide loop, so there's no need to roll stealth or anything. So we can say that you've now regrouped and you're far enough away from the fort, that you can circle back around and head to that same path that goes west. So yeah, what we'd like to do.
Yeah, that'd be great. If we can circle back around, pick up Yuey and Adair, and then go back to that western path to find him.
What are you doing with your horses? Bearing in mind you have tethered your 5 horses a little way back. So do you want to circle back and get them and then head off to the west?
I think
that would make sense, right?
Yeah, as responsible horse owners, I think we should do that.
Yeah, and especially if they've the guy's been gone for 2 days. Don't know how far he went.
Yeah.
And we paid for all that feed. Might as well use it, right?
I mean, we can eat it.
Well, if the horses haven't eaten it.
Okay, right. So you circle back and you get your horses, Tickle, Fiddle, Crowner, Saturio, and Pius, your noble steeds. You do notice, however, that Crowner and Fiddle seem to have eaten through a bit more feed than you would have expected. Nonetheless, you pick up your horses and you head west along that path which skirts around the contour of the mountain. So while you're heading along this path, is there anything else that you would like to do, like any admin or anything like that? Or should we just carry on with the journey?
I think maybe could we maybe discuss what the plan is, or so Yuey would like to ask if the guys discovered anything about Hillway.
Let's get off
about
the road.
Fimbria's intentions. Yep.
Let's start heading west and then discuss.
Okay.
Cool. So I mean, you're on the western path, and just discuss as you. We'll say that you're there.
You guys don't want to address your horses. You don't want to check and stop them, greedy bastards. Yeah, okay. So I guess we're all on horseback, busy traveling down this road, and Yuey and myself are eager to know what you guys saw inside the castle. Fort.
Yeah, so I'll relay everything that was discussed, and we've got good news and bad news. The good news is that we could be very rich. But the bad news is that we'd have to bring in Sparax's head.
And the worst news is they have a half giant.
Let's see.
I think maybe getting information from Fimbria directly is a bad idea. But
Yeah.
this quest to get Idum, that might actually be like a blessing in disguise. Because if we find him, we can interrogate him and have him reveal what Fimbria is doing.
Yeah.
How about
And,
How about we interrogate him, chop his head off, put it in a bag, and then deliver it to Fimbria and say that we found Sparrows. And
I
then
think Fimbria knows the difference between Sparrows and like a member of his own entourage.
no, we just we keep it in a bag until we get close to him again, and he trusts us.
Okay.
I could probably perform a minor illusion to make Idum's head look like Sparrows' head.
Does he even know what Sparrows looks like?
We met Sparrows.
Well, we spoke to him.
No.
I know.
Does Fimbria
He knows what he does. His own entourage looks like, though. That's the only thing.
If these are the people who are responsible for Hillway, then I'm all for decapitation.
You'll get to
a little light decapitation?
Stick with us, and there'll be plenty of this decapitation.
Oh my god.
So, Elias, you said you're relaying everything that you heard. So, what exactly are you saying? So, relay it in your own words as Elias.
Yeah. So we know what Fimbria knows, which is he knows that Sparrows is in the city, but he doesn't know anything beyond that. So we've got that on him at least. We didn't get a chance to see if he had any documentation or anything, but we know where his room is. And there didn't seem to be too many guards around. Breaker, did you see any?
Except the massive one.
Couldn't find my chat window. It's on mute. Just the 3.
Well, one of them counts as about 6.
I think, yeah. So we have they have a lot of firepower.
Okay.
And,
So a direct assault is out of the question.
I did see a
Is that what
window
you're saying?
to the tower. Maybe there's a way we can sneak up and just get to the man himself.
okay, well, we can always see what Idum has to say first. Maybe worthwhile sharing who we saw on horseback with the others as well.
Yes. So I don't know if you wouldn't necessarily have to Adair about this yet either, but yeah, I think he would relate to the group that just after Elias and Breaker left, I saw someone from my past. He's actually an old colleague of mine. He was responsible for having me thrown down that sewer, down the well. I do not know what business he has with Fimbria, but I'm keen to find out.
What is his name?
This is Valerian.
Sorry, what did you say he did? Was he a member of your guild?
So Valerius, he used to, when I first discovered my powers, he hid me within the academy, and he would find me work. But then he double-crossed me and had me thrown down the sewers. I do not know why. But I'm eager to, let's say, repay the debt.
Does he have powers?
And I would say he's an administrator.
Okay. Is there anything else that you'd like to discuss or go over?
So I guess the current plan is just to kind of go see if we can maybe get some information out of this entourage, missing entourage guy.
If he's alive.
It's true too.
Yeah,
If he is dead, then we can probably go for decapitation. Plan decapitation.
We also have Sparrows' like symbols. Maybe we can just wave that up and say, like, look, we found him. We got his medallion, or something
we
like that. Or
accidentally
we can
exploded him, but we found We've got this.
Or we can say we
There
found.
wasn't a head left.
You jibbed him.
We can say we found that necklace on the guard or something like that. Maybe he was the one that gave away his location or something like that. Like kind of just instill some sort of fear or rumors.
Oh yeah.
So we're trying to see whether or not is it Valerium? Fimbria has any connections with Mercator, right? So maybe we could also attempt to do some sort of deceit in saying that Mercator has been looking for him or something to get more information out of them and see if we can figure out what their relationship is. But that is risky as well, because then if we do step wrong, we might end up in battle. It's just an option.
Yeah, I still think ideally it would be great if we could get into Fimbria's office room thing and get some sort of correspondence.
I think once we maybe return with information about this guy, we can force our way into getting payment up there or something along those lines.
So
Yeah.
Fimbria hasn't seen me or Adair yet.
That's also
So
true.
perhaps based on information we get from Idum, perhaps we can use that to press Fimbria for information.
Yeah. I think we should see what happens if we can find this item guy.
Yep.
Okay. So you follow this narrow path which snakes along the contour of the spur. The sort of ground in the region is getting increasingly more rugged. After a few hours of following this path, this really sort of narrow footpath, it meets up with what looks to be an old overgrown road which heads north and south. And it might have been used by horse-drawn wagon. So this heads north-south, so basically down the side of the mountain and then up the other direction. So if you head left, you go up the mountain. If you head right, you go down the mountain.
Okay, so can we have a look here to see if we can find any tracks?
I was just about to ask, you guys didn't know if you left on horseback or not?
They didn't have stables there.
Yeah,
It's
they did have
possible that
stables.
Yeah, it's possible he was on a horse.
But also, this wasn't a like permanent camp, so everyone had to have had horses to get to the fort anyway. So it must have been like easy for him to travel. So yeah, probably on a horse.
He went foraging him. So
Yeah.
maybe not though, because he could have just been going for like a little.
Yeah, because it's taken you only a few hours to get to this point. Do you want to roll me a survival if you're going to try and track the guy?
I got a 20.
Hmm.
Oh, and we got a natural 20.
Whoa. What did everybody else get?
Breaker needs a drink.
Okay.
So
who's
back.
Yeah, he needs booze. So who's actually point man here? I didn't ask you. So what is your order of march? Who's going first?
I'm assuming.
How were we before?
It's usually Elias and Breaker up ahead, and then myself and Yuey at the back.
I think to get here, I think Adair was in the front because we
Yeah.
figured that you are better at tracking.
Yeah,
And-
I remember being at the back on my house.
According to his stats, but yeah.
I think it was Adair, Elias, and then Breaker and Yuey.
Yeah.
And Tanok.
And Tanok.
And Tanak. Yeah,
We always forget about him.
because you're so quiet.
Yeah.
He is very quiet, isn't he? Very unassuming. Okay, cool. So if you just want to keep track of that marching order, So you are able to relatively easily figure out which direction this individual went in. So you can tell by sort of the way that the ground has been disturbed and foliage has been sort of crushed. There's some sort of semi visible footfalls, but you manage to pick up his trail and you know that he is headed up into the mountain or uphill towards the mountain.
Cool.
Which is
Yeah, let's
north.
follow.
Or...
Well, it's actually south.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Can we? You said this was like a wagon trail. Can we ride two abreast on it?
You would struggle to ride two abreast. It'd be
Okay.
very, very close. You'd probably have to go single file on your horses.
Okay, cool.
I mean, you could try ride two abreast. Give it a go if you want.
It's fun because I presume the one side of the trail is like the side of the mountain.
It's a little bit mountainous.
A
A little bit mountainous, yeah.
Okay. It's cool. We'll go single file.
So you follow this what you think is an old wagon trail further up the mountain. It rounds a pass after a few hours, 2 hours in fact. It rounds a pass to reveal a more open area. This area looks as though a great hand might have gouged out a part of the mountain. You can see that the rock here must have been hewn away from the mountain for many years, but it now appears to be long abandoned. All around are littered decaying implements, shovels and picks and carts, and there seem to be what looks like stone statues scattered among the fallen pillars and debris.
I've got a bad feeling about this.
Yeah, this has good news written all over it.
Can
Like you can feel it.
Adair roll a little bit of an insight because of she might have some insight into stonework, I believe.
Sure. Yeah, give me a roll. If you want to have a look at roll 20, this is kind of what the area looks like. You can see the water is sort of pooled in the cracks and crevices of this place due to the recent rains.
Are we coming in from the west?
Yeah. If you just place your guys on the left, basically, that's the easiest way to do this. Again, the maps are not oriented. So, Adair, what exactly would you like to know? What is the question you're asking?
Maybe origin, any sort of bloody well hope they're not something that can move. But I don't know if that's what she would check for. Adair would probably just check if she knows anything of them.
Okay, about the statues, you mean?
Yeah, of the stone statues specifically.
Well, to you, this is definitely a quarry, right? This is an old, disused quarry. It's kind of overgrown. It's not been used in a long time. As you can see, as you sort of enter the quarry, there's the old disused implements to your right. Maybe there was some sort of like structure or something that was like the quarry foreman's area. Now it's sort of broken and decayed furniture and various implements. So what do you want to know about these statues and these pillars?
If they have any cultural markings that could identify them, probably.
So which statue are you actually looking at? So if you look at the map, you can see there's a number of statues, and there's also the fallen pillars and what have you. Tell me exactly where you're looking.
First, I need to know where I am.
So I think who's on the map? We've got Breaker and Elias on the map, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, if you just want to drag and drop yourself.
So I don't know how I can do that.
If you go to the third tab along on Roll20, and you scroll down to characters, where your character is, you should be able to just click and drag your character. Is that not working?
Yeah, second side from the left.
Oh yeah. Okay.
Okay, fantastic.
Good.
But
Perfect.
drag
Thank you.
the character name.
Yeah.
we go.
Not the icon, but the name. Then it works.
Awesome,
Yeah.
awesome, cool. Okay, so Adair, what statue are you looking at here?
I guess the one that's like right in front of her.
Okay,
It's
so
like a
this
person on a horse.
Yeah, that one.
this one here. That's exactly what it is. Yeah, so it's a sculpture of a mounted individual, and you're looking for anything of cultural significance.
Yes, yeah.
Okay, I would need you to roll me. So your insight has told you what this is, what's been going on here, right? But I would need you to roll me a history for anything of cultural significance, please.
And I think dwarves get an advantage on anything involving stonework.
Yep, you can roll with advantage. Go for it.
Cool.
Fantastic. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm just going to drag you across to a different map super quick, and we'll come back to this one. So if you have a look at roll 20, so that individual on the horse, you can tell very clearly, due to your knowledge of history and the different regions around the Dominion, that he looks as though it's from like the garb, the way that the statue is made in terms of the armor that it's wearing, and even to a certain extent the mount that the sculpture is on, you think is from a place called Sarnia, which is a province to the north. They sort of they're more heavily clad in terms of the armor than down here where it's a warmer climate. So it's this sort of area up here. So that's the sort of styling of the statue is kind of from that sort of area.
Are there any statues that are like not completed? Like half carved?
So I suppose you can go up to them and examine them. So you're standing by this mount statue here. There's a bunch of broken pillars and statues. So you can't tell from here. You don't know. You'd have to go up and have a look because there's a bunch of statues and pillars and old stonework around you, right?
So I see Adair examining the statue with what seems to be like she knows what she's about. Adair, forgive the racial stereotyping, but you seem to know a bit about stonework. Is it normal to carve statues at the quarry? Don't they normally do that at a mason?
Yeah, I was also questioning that. Yeah, it seems strange, right?
Okay, so you said you would like to examine some of these other statues, right?
There is something else that is bothering Adair a little bit more, and that's kind of her weird OCD thing that she has, that she has to fix things that are broken. So
Oh dear.
she's probably more likely to go and do that instead of actually continuing to examine things.
Okay, so Adair, you want to flit around and start basically fixing stuff and reassembling things.
Yeah, any tools or things that have gone broken that are small enough, she's kind of tinkering around and busy just fixing things.
Okay.
You've basically lost Adair for a while.
Okay, all right. So you scuttle off and you're doing fixing stuff. Maybe, I mean, there's a lot of debris just to the south of you here, or just to your right, where there's all this sort of broken furniture and broken implements, right? So there's a big pile of stuff that needs fixing there. So yeah, you make your way over to there and start fixing stuff, perhaps. So Elias and Yuey and Breaker, you see, Adair moving off and seems to be a little bit OCD about everything that's going on in the area and like starts fixing stuff and reassembling things. What would you guys like to do?
I want to see if I can find any evidence of Idum.
Okay, what, like a corpse or something?
Yeah, corpse or tracks or equipment left behind, campfires. Okay. Yeah.
Roll me a what's the equivalent of a search? Investigation. So roll me investigation, please. What about Breaker and Yuey? Do you guys want to do the same thing? What are you doing in this area?
Yeah, I think Aquilas would also be very interested to find out where Idum is. So he will investigate as well.
Yep, sure. Make a roll. And how about Breaker?
Breaker's more concerned with like any present threats. So he's scanning ridges, like getting smells in and like looking around, trying to find if there's any life around, watching or sneaking around or anything like that.
Roll me a perception then, Breaker. Just Breaker, because you're kind of smelling the air. What did you other guys get on the roll, please? If you would read it out.
Both 10.
Both got 10.
Yeah.
Okay. So where are you going? Put yourself somewhere on the map.
Was that
What did
one?
Breaker? Ooh.
Yeah, Breaker is way too sober for this adventure.
So you smell the overbearing stench of yourself.
Wow.
Should be used to it by now.
Well, yeah. So you're not smelling anything, basically, right? Okay. So who's that in the north there? Is that Elias?
Yeah, that's me.
Okay. And what did you both roll in your insight? What was the number again? If you wouldn't mind reading that out, please.
10.
Okay.
Yeah,
and then where is Yuey at this time?
He's down here. Yep, that's it.
Yep. Fantastic. Okay. So you're kind of like going from statue to statue, and you know they're all various types of statues. Like it's kind of difficult to get a sense of. Again, you know, you're not an expert on different cultures and stuff, unlike Adair. So there's all sorts of different ones. Some are like chipped and damaged. Some have been pushed over and are broken. So they're in various states of disrepair. You don't seem to find anybody that you would think is the person that you're looking for, because you don't really have a frame of reference, right? You don't know, you've not seen the individual before, so you've got no sort of frame of reference, right?
Yeah.
Unless there's something very specific that you're looking for, if you want to tell me.
Did the guards have like matching armor or any sort of symbols on their uniforms, on their armor that were at the fort? Or were they kind of just nondescript armor?
You tell me.
I imagine Fimbria would be trying to operate outside of the normal bounds of his dominion, so no insignia or whatsoever.
So there were no insignia on these guards, but they did seem to be roughly similar in the way that they were dressed, right? In terms of like the style of their helmets and some of the armor pieces that they were wearing, yeah.
But a scout wouldn't be wearing like a full helm or anything like that, so just got to look out for the like maybe braces or anything like that. Oh, if we find somebody here, then we can try to determine it first.
Okay, roll me a. So you're going to continue looking for these statues, right? What about Breaker? Breaker, do you not want to roll me an investigate as well? Are you going to have a look at these statues, or are you just still watching out for threats?
You were on mute, Jeff.
I hate when that happens.
Yeah, sorry. Breaker's still going to be watching out for threats.
Okay, so at this point, you're going from statue to statue, kind of looking around. Is there anything else that you want to do?
Would Adair have found anything of note while busy fixing all these things? Maybe. Well.
What was that?
Oh dear God.
So that noise is really close to Elias. You hear something coming from over here.
Is there anything that I can hide behind?
Perhaps this rubble pile here.
I do so bravely.
Bravely hide.
I valiantly crouch down behind the rubble.
So as you move towards this rubble, you see what looks to be some sort of thing waddling out of that alcove. So you can, as you move behind that rubble, let me reveal this area for you. So you can see basically that. And you can see this large reptilian thing waddling out towards you. And as you move to behind that pile of rubble, it does see you. Roll for initiative, please. Right, let's add it to the initiative roster, please. This is going to kick off. You guys can see, you all see, Elias is moving in behind. You all hear this noise, right? You all hear that sort of weird growling noise. You see Elias like scuttle in behind this rubble, and then you can all like hear this pitter patter, and you hear that ear piercing screech as this beast spots Elias. Right, what do you guys get? Add yourselves to the initiative track, please.
There's an initiative tracker.
I got an error. You wanted to send the result to the turn tracker, but no valid token was selected.
Oh, fiddlesticks.
I can't seem to... Oh, there's the 10 tracker. Okay. Now try.
Yeah, that's good. Thank you.
Awesome. Right, could you
So
do
I
me a
think-
favor, Jeff, as well, and add the beastie to the turn tracker, please? If that's all right.
Yeah. What did Adair get? 4. Okay. Where is she? What did Tanner get?
Do you want to take charge of Tanog, please, Dylan, in combat? If that's all right, please.
Yeah, we'll do.
Thanks, man. Elias, can you please make me, before we start this combat properly, can you please make me a Constitution save?
Will do. Sorry, just opening up Samug's character
Cool.
sheet.
What did the beast get?
It got a, I'll tell you now, it got a 10.
Some reason.
So Yuey, you're going first, I suppose. While Elias is busy making his save, what
Yeah.
would you like to do?
So I think Huey will move probably so behind Breaker. So he doesn't want to sort of be directly in the line of sight of this creature, and then he will ready an Eldritch Blast. So he'll have sort of divine energy swirling around his hands, ready to strike out when the creature comes around the corner.
Awesome.
5. 10.
How?
So around there,
Mhm.
and then readying Eldritch Blast.
Okay. So you're preparing. You can hear this like pitter patter, right? So you've heard these horrible noises, and you can hear something waddling over. So again, like you want to keep out of line of sight, and you're getting your spells ready.
Yep.
Awesome. Cool. So is that your turn? We'll go to Tanog next.
Sorry, quick question. How long is a turn?
That's a good question. A turn in D&D is like
So around is 6 seconds.
6 seconds.
That's everyone taking a turn. But it all kind of happens at the same time.
So, Elias, as you saw this beast, you felt a strange sensation coming over you as your eyes locked with its eyes. It is a truly hideous visage that this creature has. It almost seems like it doesn't feel threatened. This is waddling towards you, shrieking and howling as though it doesn't have a care in the world. Like you're just a meal on a plate for it. So what does Tanog want to do?
Yeah. Tanog is going to hunker down and ready his crossbow. Can he? So he's at the back here. He's going to move up to this statue to get cover. And can he see the creature from there? I don't know if he. I don't think so.
Where is he? Ping the map.
Can you see him there?
I cannot.
He's
there
behind
he is.
on the horse.
Basically, he can see the creature from there if you would like to see the creature from there, or you can just hide behind the statue.
Yeah, no, he's going to take a shot.
Okay, go for it. Just check range as well, please.
Yeah,
Cool. What's the range of his crossbow?
I'm pretty sure crossbows are more than 60 feet.
Yep, that's fine.
80 feet, yeah, 80 feet.
Yeah,
So yeah,
sure.
he's in range.
Cool.
Okay. So he got a 6 to attack, which I presume fails.
So he fires off. He braces his crossbow against the statue and lets off a bolt, and it whizzes across the quarry and slams harmlessly, bounces harmlessly off the rocks near this creature. So who's next?
You should get that thing calibrated.
So, go on. What was that?
It's the beast's turn. Yeah.
So this thing is waddling over to who it saw originally.
So I think at this point, Yuey would fire off his Eldritch Blast.
Go for
The
it.
creature is now in. He's visible. Let's go for it.
Sure.
Oh, that was damage. That was damage again. Let me figure out how to.
Isn't the top number the attack?
Yeah.
In the meantime, Breaker, can you please roll me a Constitution save? Okay, a similar sort of thing happens with you, Breaker, as this thing waddles around the corner. It's a pretty hideous creature to look at, and you can just sense this deathly indifference as it moves towards your comrade. So, how did you get on there?
Yes, I actually did manage to do it correctly even the first time, but the first roll was a 7.
Okay. So you launch off this. What color is an Eldritch Blast? Why don't you describe it to me?
Yeah, so just as soon as this creature comes around the corner, Yuey lets out this blast of yellow energy from his hands, and it just blasts into the rock face just above the creature, and so pebbles rain down on the creature, who is indifferent.
And the pebbles shower this creature's back, and then sort of like roll onto the ground, and it doesn't even break its stride as it moves towards Elias.
Yeah.
So who is next?
Elias. Oh, cool. Save me.
Breaker feels the rage coming on.
Okay, so he's getting into rage mode.
He feels it coming on as he's done before when faced with an enemy bigger than him. But there's also a combination of fear boiling up inside of him, and as he lets off a scream, thinking he's gonna start off a rage, he lets out an infernal. Wait, what is it called? The hellish. Where is this thing? Hellish rebuke. God, I don't see it now on my character sheet.
Well, what does a hellish rebuke do?
Fire, hurt, pain. Where is it?
Okay, so it's like a spell, right? Is it like a fire bolt kind of thing, right?
Isn't that the one where you insult the enemy and they take damage from it?
That's vicious mockery.
Oh, that's vicious mockery. Yeah, sorry.
Hellish rebuke.
Okay.
You point a finger at and the creature that damaged you is momentarily surrounded. Oh, okay. Sorry, you have to do it when you get hit. I thought you could just cast it. Okay, so he doesn't do that then. My mistake.
So is there anything else that the breaker can do as this in his turn?
No, yeah. So yeah, he can't cast that, so he'll just go into normal rage then. Wait, I have a thing. Rage lights.
Nice.
Yeah, there you go.
Breaker draws his sword and charges in. 5, 10, 15. Is that enough?
Yeah, you can make a move and then an attack. Go for it.
Where is the thing? Here we go.
What did you get?
8.
Okay, so you're running up towards this creature and you slash with your sword. It actually kind of seems like it is a little bit threatened, but the sword clangs harmlessly into the quarry near the creature.
Oops.
What does rage do for you again? What is the bonus that it gives you?
It gives me bonus to strength and damage resistance and better AC.
Cool. So it
Resistance
makes
to
you better all
bludgeoning.
round, basically.
Yeah, resistance to bludgeoning, piercing, and slashing.
Geez, that's really good. Wow.
Yeah.
That's really good. Awesome. Okay, so you've moved up to this creature, so you can all, everybody obviously can see this going on. It's all happening pretty quickly. This creature's waddled out. Eldritch blast going off, crossbow bolts flying across the quarry, and now you've got Breaker like charging down the quarry with his sword drawn. Elias, it's your turn.
Am I in melee with this thing yet?
You'd have to move 1 square to get into melee with it.
Okay. So if I wanted to run away, I'm not going to get an attack.
No.
What is to the north of me? Is that like rough terrain? Is it climbable, or is that like the quarry wall?
That's climbable. It is rough terrain, but the wall has kind of been hewn at an angle, so you could climb it if you want to climb it. Sure.
Yeah. Is that a move action, or would I have to take my action to do that?
You can give me a athletics. So your action would be to use a skill, right?
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm rather gonna do this.
So you're gonna get out of this creature's path, right?
Yeah. Okay. Okay. So I am going to
flee.
Move. Yeah. Bravely flee over here. And
Okay.
then
I was going to say that. Bravely run away.
I'm going to use... So
can you roll me in acrobatics while you do that as well, because you're running over rough ground?
Sure. Let's see if I can do flickbacks.
I think your acrobatics is pretty good, right?
Yeah.
Awesome. So you definitely bob and weave around these statues and like dart over the rubble. So what would you like to do now?
Okay, so I took a feat last level up, which lets me do some sort of like commanding actions.
Mhm.
So I'm going to use one called Commander's Strike, where I can use my attack action and a bonus action to direct one of my companions to strike. And I'm going to... So as I run, I sort of like get the creature's like attention, and I shout, "Breaker, go for it!" And Breaker gets to make an attack using his reaction, and you can add a d6 to the damage roll.
Whoa, that's awesome. Go for it. Go for Breaker.
Awesome.
Whoa. Was it a natural 20?
Not natural, just
Normal
normal.
20.
Okay, cool. Roll damage, yeah, and then add your 6. Tell me how many points.
Yeah, add 2 to it.
What do you get?
This damage isn't like 8 isn't the total, is it?
Yeah, if you hover over it, it's 2d6 and you roll a 3 and a 3.
Okay.
That's
I
your
see.
strength.
So what's
And
But does that include that 2 at the top is for rage? I don't know if that bottom number includes the rage.
It's including +2 for strength.
Oh, and then +2 at the end for rage. Okay, I see. So yes, 8 plus, and what did you roll? 2, so 10 points of damage.
Awesome. So you're slashing at this creature with your greatsword. Elias is bravely darting away and inspiring you to slash once more at this creature.
I'm delegating.
Delegating responsibility. So it was 10 points of damage, you said, yeah?
Yeah.
Awesome. Cool. So who's next?
Evelyn.
Adair, excuse you.
Adair.
So Adair has definitely changed focus from all these things that she was busy fixing, and has definitely taken note of this creature. And she sticks her hand into the little pouch that she bought at the shop and pulls out a couple of moon seeds and gets ready to cast a moonbeam. And she focuses in on herself, and a silvery beam of pale light shines down in a 5-foot radius on top of where the creature is. It's 40 feet tall. And
what does it do? Does it do damage, I'm assuming, to this creature, right?
yeah. Let me just check how much. When a creature enters the spell area, the first time they're engulfed in a ghostly... Guess the creature is engulfed in a ghostly flame, and that causes searing pain. And it will take it would need to throw a Constitution throw. It takes 2d10 radial damage on a fail save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
Okay, roll me a full 2d10, please. So you said it's a 5-foot radius, right? So I'm assuming you're casting this like right into the center of the creature, so this is not going to affect Breaker.
Yes, precisely.
Okay, cool. Yeah, roll me damage. Roll full 2d10, please.
Hang on. I'm actually unsure of how to do this.
You can just do the /R and then 2d10, just flat if you want. I don't know how you do it with a spell though. I have no idea.
Does it not do it if you click on the name of the spell?
Oh, maybe. Hang on. It's just... Sorry, I need to jump back to core. Oh, I actually want to do it at level 3, if possible.
Yeah, I think if you click on the name of the spell, it'll ask you what level you want to cast it at.
Fantastic. There it goes.
Yeah, so that the attack roll is 18. I think.
Yep. Yeah, that's all good, right? So, and that's full damage, right? So this creature is not going to be able to move itself out of the way. So, are you sure this is not going to hit Breaker, right?
Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Okay, so you're not emulating him. Right. Cool. So you do that. This massive beam of light sears the creature. It's like howling in pain. You seem to have hurt it quite a bit. Breaker, this has just happened right in front of you. So I don't know how dazzled you are by this gigantic beam of a light of 1,000 stars.
Breaker's locked in on this creature. Nothing else that matters.
Awesome. Adair, can you please roll me a Constitution save? And I think that unless there's anything else you want to do this turn, do you want to move?
Hang on, sorry, I just need to get back to where I am. Can I move closer? Actually, no, I'm fine where I am.
Okay. Cool. So it's on to Aquilus Yuey next. So what did you get? If you wouldn't mind, Adair, please roll me your Constitution save. And then, yeah, Aquilus Yuey, it's on to your turn.
She got a 15, I think. You're on mute, Kelly.
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
So Yuey sees this beam of light and like a slight smile cracks on his lips. He has a bit more confidence now, so he's going to move around here, so he gets a better shot clear of Breaker, and he's going to go for another Eldritch Blast.
Cool. Awesome.
That's 11.
I'm afraid that once again, that is a miss.
Yeah, overconfident.
So yeah, I suppose similar sort of thing, right? It slams into the quarry behind the beast.
Yeah. That's it for you.
Okay. What is Tanog doing? Yuey, have you made a Constitution save, by the way?
No.
If you'd like to make me a Constitution save, please. And then the next up is Tanog.
11.
Okay. So what is Tanog going to do?
Tanog is going to cast Spiritual Weapon. So he's going to create a floating spectral weapon next to the creature. I can make a melee spell attack against it. Let me see if it'll cast effect. Okay, so that's a 7 to the attack, so I presume that misses.
How much did you roll?
7.
Okay, yeah, no, that's not. It doesn't hit.
But it's going to stick around for a minute.
Sure.
Yeah.
Before the beast goes, can we take a 5-minute break?
Before we take a 5-minute break, Yuey, you have a really strange feeling. You feel slower and heavier, and you're really struggling to move. In fact, you are immobilized. All your limbs feel heavy as if you are at one with the ground. So, let's take a 5-minute break.
Just keep in mind that we are going to be stopping in 25 minutes.
Yes, indeed.
Plenty of time.